So why would you be doing this of all interviews? I mean, you could do an interview with anyone. You're doing an interview with me. Obviously, you're going to take abuse for doing that. Like, why would you do that?
Because I think it's silly not to talk to people. I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Why?
Well, a few of the guests just really didn't like where I was coming from. So, or a few of the hosts, I mean.
When I had a son, I stopped watching Oprah because it was just too anti-male, and I felt like I didn't want to bring him up in a home where Oprah was constantly attacking men. I'm
not part of the go along to get along gang, so to speak. So, I'm an outsider. And so, I'm not part of the club.
This is insane. So maybe one of the reasons this is accepted, people don't see it as totally crazy as I do. I don't take Advil, so all of it seems crazy to me.
In a move that's got everyone talking, Ice Cube has teamed up with Tucker Carlson to expose some major Hollywood players, Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg.
But
you'd be a good booking for them.
I've been on there before.
Yeah.
It's just when I've became an independent thinker.
So if you thought Hollywood drama was just about glitz and glam, think again. Ice Cube, who's been blacklisted, claims these two have been pulling strings behind the scenes, ruining careers left and right.
I'm not, I don't follow their brand of politics, I guess.
But why? What's their real agenda? Ice Cube's recent interview with Tucker Carlson has sent shockwaves through the industry. He didn't hold back, sharing how Oprah and Whoopi have supposedly blacklisted him because he refuses to play by their rules.
But if you can't think for yourself, then you're not really free, are you?
No, you're not.
It seems like if you're not in their inner circle, you're out in the cold. But how deep does this go? Are Oprah and Whoopi really the gatekeepers of Hollywood, deciding who succeeds and who doesn't?
And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their club.
What's even more intriguing is why Oprah and Whoopi, two of the most influential women in entertainment, would target someone like Ice Cube. Is it because he speaks his mind and won't conform to their expectations?
I've been excluded on Oprah,
On Oprah?
On Oprah, yeah, I've been excluded. Yeah, man.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote.
Or is there something more sinister at play? Are there other celebrities who face similar fates but have remained silent out of fear?
What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of keepers that we all got to deal with.
And let's not forget Carlson himself, who's no stranger to calling out the elites.
Like silly on Twitter? I don't know. So let's slow down a little bit.
So what secrets did he and Ice Cube uncover during their conversation? Are these power moves by Oprah and Whoopi just the tip of the iceberg?
Once again, they had the whole cast on, but I wasn't invited. And so I don't know.
On Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's.
Carlson has a history of exposing the hidden agendas of the powerful. What else might he reveal about Hollywood's elite?
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people. Why would she exclude you?
I really don't know.
We've seen careers crumble mysteriously in the past, but who's really behind these downfalls? Could Oprah and Whoopi be part of a larger network of influencers controlling the narrative and careers in Hollywood? Are they protecting their own interests by eliminating potential threats?
Is it ridiculousness or is it racist?
It's racist.
See, I don't think
it's both.
I don't see it. I just see it as stupid.
As this story unfolds, we're left with more questions than answers. Why now? Why is Ice Cube speaking out at this moment, and what does he hope to achieve?
That's something that I would love to find out, but I can't tell you, if there's a single thing that I've done or.
Is this just the beginning of a bigger revelation about the entertainment industry's dark side? And most importantly, who will step up next to share their truth?
Have you noticed that it is more controversial to criticize Oprah than to burn the American flag?
Really?
Seems that way.
So stick to your screens as we dive deeper into this controversy. The more we dig, the more we realize there's much more than meets the eye. Who's really running the show in Hollywood, and what are they trying to hide? You are about to find out. There are claims suggesting that Hollywood operates like a sinister organization that allegedly involves people like Jay-Z and Diddy, stopping at nothing to generate profits. Allegedly, this malevolent force has discovered a disturbing method of financial gain, involving the demeaning of countless young individuals, mainly female artists. Apparently, Ice Cube is not one to shy away from speaking.
I think you feel better about yourself when you say what needs to be said at the time it needs to be said, and not afterwards where you go home and think, I should have said this.
It all started in a recent interview with Tucker Carlson. The popular rapper Ice Cube dropped a bombshell revelation about the entertainment industry. He claimed that Hollywood elites allegedly cost him a lucrative once-in-a-lifetime role worth a staggering $9 million simply because he refused to get vaccinated.
I didn't feel safe.
But they told you you were safe.
I know what they said. I know what they said, and I heard them. I heard them loud and clear.
Ice Cube made it clear that his decision to not get vaccinated was not about becoming the face of the anti-vaccine movement. Instead, he wanted to stay true to his convictions and set an example for his children. He voiced concerns about the vaccine's rushed development and expressed a genuine fear for his safety in taking it. This anticipated movie, directed by Kitao Sakurai and produced by Sony, would have seen Ice Cube starring alongside Jack Black. However, at the last minute, he was unexpectedly dropped from the cast, as Sony imposed a requirement that all members of the cast and crew must be vaccinated for filming in Hawaii.
I want to see you there, man. I want to see all my fans in the place, Providence, Rhode Island, tomorrow noon. Come down, man. You might get a picture with your boy. You never know.
Ice Cube said he lost out on a $9 million film role over his refusal to get the vaccine. Cube said, "I turned down a movie because I didn't want to get the MF jab." The actor and rapper said on a new episode of the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, "I turned down $9 million. I didn't want to get the jab. F that jab. F y'all for trying to make me get it. I don't know how Hollywood feels about me right now." Insiders say that vaccination was just an excuse. According to reports, Hollywood elites such as Oprah Winfrey never wanted Ice Cube to complete this film as they were casting another actor.
On human beings without informed consent. And yet in 2 years, all of that conviction has suddenly disappeared.
Cube's supporters came out to root for him in his difficult time. One of them wrote, "I like that Cube is a critical thinker. We need more people in the world like that. He uses his judgment to make decisions instead of accepting the opinions and ideas of others automatically." Another added, "I came here for Cube and I wasn't disappointed. With all the garbage in Hollywood, he is a breath of fresh air. Lots of respect. I really appreciate his honesty." He allegedly contends that numerous female artists have experienced significant hardships at the hands of Oprah, Jay-Z, and Diddy, often without receiving any recognition. Their lives, he reportedly claims, have been reduced to a tumultuous and challenging journey.
They owe a lot of people a lot of favors. The more money you give them, the more you're listened to.
The concern extends to the vulnerability of even young children, innocent teenagers, and particularly female artists, who may not be immune to the exploitative practices within the entertainment industry.
Gangster judges were into a prison camp. Where were the protectors of the kids at that time?
And Oprah has recently been linked with children a lot. Back in 2007, Oprah Winfrey decided to open a boarding school in South Africa. Inspired by Nelson Mandela, she named it the Leadership Academy for Girls. Despite opposition from the South African government due to its high costs in a poor area, the school opened with facilities like salons and gyms, which raised eyebrows. There have been scandals at the school over the years, though conspiracy theories about HT are unsubstantiated.
Oprah, look up, man.
So Oprah built this $40 million school in South Africa, and they had 152 students attend. Oprah actually handpicked the 152 students who attended her school, but it wasn't long until some of these students were being harmed by one of the employees of the school. Her name is Virginia, and she was 27 years old at the time, and she was charged with 13 counts of getting inappropriate with the kids. Virginia got physical with at least 6 students aged 13 to 15. So these students were handpicked by Oprah to go and live at this academy, and one of these employees who was managing the dorm is physically touching them and doing things things to them and harming them. The A scandal that has rocked Oprah Winfrey's South African school for girls does not reflect badly on the famous talk show host, wrote The Times, a Johannesburg newspaper, in an editorial. It reflects badly on this nation, and it should not be surprising that it manifested itself in Oprah's school. Oprah should not be condemned for allegations made against this matron. She should be praised for her decision to aggressively deal with it. This incident was a black mark for South Africa, which has had issues with children being harmed by school employees. Oprah's decision to place these students in harm's way by an employee she selected was deeply concerning. After the news about Virginia broke, Oprah took action by traveling to South Africa with a team of investigators to uncover the full extent of what happened at the academy.
6 students of the 152 accepted students by Oprah to attend the institution, laying accusations on the dorm matron Virginia Tinley Mascabo.
So it's a good thing Oprah went down to that school in South Africa to investigate, because, her name's all over it. And yeah, unfortunately, that Virginia employee got cleared of all charges. Justice systems, they're messed up everywhere, right? And get this, Virginia turned around and tried to sue Oprah for defamation, even though she was found innocent. But let's talk about how she is believed to ruin careers of artists who do not listen to her. In 2009, Monique had a plan to kick off a press tour for the film Precious, co-produced by Oprah and Tyler Perry, to capitalize on the Oscar nomination buzz surrounding her performance. However, the challenge was that they had no plans to compensate her for the tour, and she was already worn out from the demanding filming schedule. Faced with this dilemma, Monique chose to forego the tour and instead took a well-deserved break with her family. Initially, it appeared to be a straightforward decision, and everyone appeared to be on board with it. I said, "Oprah, I'm doing a talk show. I'm doing a comedy tour. I have a husband, and I have babies. I have a little bit of downtime, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'm not going anywhere because I'm not obligated to go anywhere. I've done my part," Monique recalled. "So we mutually agreed to disagree. That was it. Next thing I know, I am considered difficult and hard to work with." Oprah became once again a topic of conversation when actress Monique disclosed that she has not yet been offered an apology from Oprah for the damage she caused to her career.
So for 8 years, my family has suffered and my career has suffered because what I would not allow those entities to do was...
Because the movie received positive reviews, the producers decided to put Monique on a publicity tour so that they could capitalize on the excitement generated by the media. She said, "Brother had called Oprah and he wanted to come on the show to let her know how parents can watch out for..." After that, Lee Daniels allegedly threatened Monique by telling her that things were not going to turn out well for her. And according to Monique, the media suddenly started writing stories about how challenging she is to work with. And that's when Monique realized who she was really up against. One person on the internet wrote, "She's a handler, and I'm happy to see more people are becoming aware of the toxic person she truly is." Another one added, "She wasn't protecting her friend. She was protecting a person who she owes favors to." Additionally, Cube has persistently leveled alarming accusations, asserting that Hollywood operates like a profiting from subjecting individuals to various challenges. Strangely enough, there seems to be sufficient evidence supporting this unsettling notion. Whether it's Hollywood CEOs or record label owners, those wielding power in the industry purportedly have an interest in increasing the prison population. The underlying motive, according to these claims, is as simple and sinister as one might anticipate.
And they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man, stop playing.
Ice Cube appeared on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast and made some bone-chilling revelations. He says Hollywood executives want people to be locked up, and they help create a whole culture of violence and thug life to make this possible. This isn't just mindless speculation. Anyone can easily see the truth when you look at where the money goes. He spoke very clearly about the connection between Hollywood and the influential industry. Who benefits and profits off our bickering and division? I don't know their names, but if you follow the money, you go high enough, you start to see literally the same people who own the record labels own the prisons. The music industry also benefits from landing naive young people into prisons, and the higher-ups use music to push these people into the lifestyle of crime. Ice Cube spoke about this and said, "It seems really kind of suspicious, if you want to say that word, that the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry." According to the rapper, the whole industry is involved in creating an environment that makes young people more prone to crime and violence. A very sinister and elaborate social engineering is at work here in order to make profit off of people's lives.
Some social engineering going on here to make sure those
prisons stay full.
According to Ice Cube and Bill Maher's discussion on the podcast, record label owners allegedly contribute to the glamorization of violence and gangs in their music, intentionally portraying these lifestyles as cool. The implication is that this strategy influences young people to idealize a path of violence and crime. As a result, more and more youth may find themselves entangled in the criminal justice system, depriving them of a genuine opportunity to build a decent life for themselves.
Is that the kind of stuff in rap lyrics works as a funnel to get people inspired to do the kind of things that would get them in prison.
Now, this is not it. He has also talked about how he was banned from The View show when Whoopi Goldberg was the host at that show. During the interview, he boldly claimed he was banned from The View due to his political stance.
You know, I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Ice Cube mentioned that he had tried to appear on The View, but was told by the producers that some hosts disliked his perspective, which he believed was the reason he wasn't invited to explain himself on the show. He suggested that his shift to becoming an independent thinker altered how The View perceived him, indicating that he didn't align with their brand of politics.
You know, I'm not, you know, I don't follow their brand of politics, I guess.
Cube also shared that he had been excluded from other events throughout his career. He recalled not being invited to participate with the cast of his movie Barbershop on Oprah's show, despite being the producer of the controversial show Black White. He noted that while the entire cast was invited, he was not included.
You know, several of my, you know, I had a movie called Barbershop, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
That I wasn't invited to participate with the cast. I produced a show called Black White.
But you know what fans are thinking about is that maybe Oprah and Whoopi have ganged up because Whoopi sometimes is even worse than Oprah, at least according to some artists. Rumor has it, her questionable moves and iffy remarks are being blamed for slamming the brakes on the show. Word on the street is that fans of the show aren't exactly thrilled, and their complaints might just be the reason behind this alleged unexpected pause in the action. It appears the once charming camaraderie and playful banter among the hosts had evolved into something much more sinister. Some loyal fans who had been hooked on the show's unfiltered opinions and entertaining spats couldn't help but notice the shift in tone. In fact, let's talk about the explosive showdown that had everyone glued to their screens. Whoopi Goldberg, the reigning queen of The View, found herself entangled in a heated tiff with none other than her co-hosts. The target, the country music sensation, Miranda Lambert, and her fiery stance against over-enthusiastic concert-goers. Whoopi clashed horns with her co-hosts Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, Sunny Hostin, and Alyssa Farah Griffin as they dissected Miranda's call-out of fans who dared to snap pictures during her Las Vegas residency show. Sunny, with her unapologetic candor, dared to stand against the Bluebird singer's complaint, saying,
"The expensive tickets in the VIP section that they were in are $757. I'm gonna take as many selfies as I want."
But this sparked a fiery exchange with Whoopi, who wasn't about to let it slide. In her classic style, the Oscar-winning star retorted, "You know what? Stay home. If you're going to spend $750 to come to my concert, then give me the respect of watching me while I do my thing or don't come." Whoopi wasn't mincing words, and tensions soared like never before. But that wasn't the grand finale of this spectacle. As sparks flew, Whoopi decided she'd had enough and dramatically stormed off her seat, marching toward the front row of the studio audience. With the fury of a diva scorned, she said,
"Turn on the television, girl."
Where are you going?
Where are you going? I'm leaving y'all.
But the drama didn't stop there. Enter Jason Aldean, another country music sensation, whose controversial lyrics in his new song, Try That in a Small Town, ignited a firestorm of backlash. In a battle over small town values versus big city perspectives, Aldean's divisive comments struck a nerve with fans and foes alike. The studio seemed to transform into a battleground of opinions, with the hosts sparing no words in their fierce exchanges. Goldberg took a swipe at the song's content, remarking, "You just have to realize that when you make it about Black Lives Matter, people kind of say, well, are you talking about black people? What are you talking about here?" In the company of her co-hosts, Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin, Goldberg's sentiments echoed strongly. The trio dissected the song's lyrics, scrutinized its imagery, and didn't hesitate to brand it as deplorable and annoying. Their candid critique reverberated through the entertainment landscape, sparking a wildfire of reactions from fans who felt that the hosts were being ridiculous with their comments. However, this is not the first time that Whoopi's words on The View almost got her into deep trouble. Whoopi's name is quickly becoming synonymous with insulting guests. In 2018, Whoopi and Jeanine Pirro, a fiery TV judge, locked horns in a clash for the ages in an episode where sparks flew faster than Twitter fingers in a celebrity feud. Pirro took aim at Goldberg's supposed on-air bias, accusing her of waving a vocal anti-Trump flag. But the off-screen theatrics rivaled the on-screen spectacle. Whispers of backstage tumult danced through the grapevine, suggesting that the two leading ladies exchanged more than just heated words. Some say the air was thick with expletives as they apparently let loose their frustration before Pirro dramatically stormed off. Quite the professional conduct, wouldn't you say? In a tell-all chat with Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, Goldberg didn't exactly dispel the notion of unprofessionalism. With a shrug that practically screamed whatever, she coolly mentioned that she hadn't bothered to speak to Pirro.
I've not spoken to Jeanine. There's no reason to. And if there is something that is intelligent that she has to bring to the show, I'm sure they will book her. I don't book the show.
Well, Whoopi seemed more interested in counting her paycheck zeros than in extending an olive branch. It's a miracle the studio's drama level didn't hit the roof. In any case, Whoopi has not only been rude to guests, but also to her fellow co-hosts. You see, in a riveting clash of politics and daytime entertainment, the spectacle that is The View hit a fever pitch during a debate over Amy Coney Barrett's potential Supreme Court nomination. As sparks flew and opinions clashed, one couldn't help but notice the less than graceful handling of the situation, courtesy of the show's ever-commanding moderator, Whoopi Goldberg. In the midst of the passionate verbal brawl, co-host Meghan McCain took center stage with an impassioned tirade, lobbing accusations at Democrats and fiercely defending Judge Brett Kavanaugh. However, it was when co-host Sarah Haynes attempted to contribute her perspective that things took a condescending turn. Whoopi Goldberg, resplendent in her role as the moderator, stepped into the fray with an ungracious command that could have quelled a riot.
Megan, please just give me children. Okay, everybody stop. We'll be back.
Her words didn't merely carry authority, they dripped with the kind of condescension that one might reserve for unruly children. It was as if she alone possessed the divine wisdom to silence the cacophony of opinions, while the other co-hosts were relegated to mere background noise. Interestingly enough, it's worth noting that while the conversation may have veered into uncomfortable territory, the passionate banter and unreserved expression of opinions is precisely what makes The View a magnetic attraction for its fan base. In a world where political discussions often tiptoe around sensitive subjects, the ladies of the show have carved out a reputation for their boldness. Indeed, it's this very willingness to delve into the thorny thickets of political discourse that keeps audiences tuned in, even if it occasionally results in verbal fireworks. What's more, the same Whoopi who has been moderating the heated conversations has also made some controversial statements on air. In 2022, Whoopi had the audacity to drop some majorly controversial comments about the Holocaust, that incredibly sensitive historical tragedy that still haunts us. Whoopi didn't just stir the pot, she practically lit it on fire. She alleged that the Holocaust, which tragically claimed the lives of more than 6 million Jewish people, was not about race. It's about man's inhumanity to man. Let's just say that her words didn't go over too well. The whispers of Whoopi's audacious comments spread like wildfire through the grapevine, leaving jaws dropped and tongues wagging. She didn't just tiptoe around the edge of controversy, she dove headfirst into the tumultuous waters of historical sensitivity and stirred up a storm that might take eons to settle. The audacity to downplay the sheer horror and pain that countless families endured, to strip it down to a simple catchphrase that barely scratches the surface of the heart-wrenching tragedy. Whoopi's words were like a lit match thrown into a powder keg, sparking outrage and incredulity from every corner of the globe. Those who heard her words couldn't believe their ears. Had she really just trivialized one of the darkest periods of human history in a mere sentence? The audacity of it all. But wait, the story doesn't end there. The fallout from Whoopi's contentious remarks was nothing short of explosive. Critics and historians alike were quick to condemn her words, highlighting the insensitivity and ignorance that they conveyed. What's more, ABC News President Kim Godwin wasn't having any of it. She swiftly swooped in and dropped the bombshell. Effective immediately, I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities. But what remains the same is the similarity between both the famous hosts, and both have been involved in some really serious controversies, so it might be natural for the people to believe now what Ice Cube has been trying to say. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.